Good afternoon and welcome to And today we have the lovely Luiza Coman. Did that pronounce that properly? Yeah,
Yeah.
in Hawaii. Nice and warm. That's why she looks so exotic and warm. And yeah, we're getting there. There's a little bit of warmth here today, but it's a cool breeze. And I'm going to check in with who is watching because it depends on who's watching and how many we've got today and what Luiza is going to do. So if you're tuning in, please, hit a heart or a like. And Luiza, do you want to just give us a couple of those options to start with while people, because there's a bit of a lag between Facebook and this. So the options are, if they're there, that you can offer channeling. Is that right? Some channeling, speaking to spirit for the particular people that are on. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. And if we don't get any people on wanting that, we may just go with a meditation. Okay.
That's correct. So if there are
Yeah.
people and they have any questions that they'd like to know from their higher self or spirit, then we can
Which
go ahead
is
and look at that, which is pretty
special
special and
yes,
awesome.
it's pretty special, and you're pretty lucky if you're on and you get that done for you. So yeah, hopefully some people are there and they are wanting that, because I love watching you in action. So while we're waiting, and I'll check on there, do you want to give us a little background? I know I uploaded your video, but I don't know how many people watched it, and but it's still an amazing story. So to start with, congratulations, because you are how many months pregnant?
6 months now.
Oh, lovely.
3 more months to go. New Year's baby or Christmas baby.
And what I love about the pregnancy bit, just jumping in first, is I met Luiza in Hawaii in November last year, October, November, yeah. And she was talking to me about all the amazing stuff she does and how she manifests and and she was saying, I've got manifested this man and I'm going to have a baby and it's just around the corner. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. And it's September. So that manifestation fully happened. I mean, and the man that you manifested you didn't think it was him to start with, and then it kind of, yeah, why don't you start with that? I love that story.
Okay. So I did manifest him, and we met him in a beautiful spiritual context. We met during a vision quest. We had a beautiful relationship for a while, and we came together really to create this child. We both had this dream of having this child and bringing this child to life. Unfortunately, within a few months that we were together, we decided to split up and remain friends. So that's been a little bit challenging, but it was kind of known from the beginning. So we both knew that we were coming together for that purpose. So that was interesting. I've been calling in a child for many years, probably more than 10 years. And since I came to Hawaii, it happened within 3 months. It was very quick for me. Yeah.
Sorry, I just said wow, and I had muted myself because a big truck was going past.
All perfect. Real life, like you said.
Yes, exactly. So I am just still finding the page because I'm so tech savvy. So you two are not actually, so you're co-parenting?
Correct, yes. We're not a couple anymore. But we're co-parenting and staying good friends, yeah.
Lovely. Lovely. And okay, so we have at least one person watching.
Welcome.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was school holidays when I booked you in, and so I was like, not that I know how many people are watching during school holidays, because it is during work hours as well. But for mothers that might normally tune in, they may not be home and whatnot. So I'm not doing next week. I wouldn't have done this week if I had my thinking cap on. But we do have one person. So whoever you are, if you would like Luiza to do a channeling for you, please write in the comment below that you'd like this, and anyone else jumping on, please do the same. And we're just going to give it a little bit of time. We're just going to chat and let that opportunity arise. Otherwise, we're going to go with the meditation. And what meditation would you like to offer if that happens to be the case?
It'll probably be a self-love meditation. It's been the most powerful practice that I've experienced so far.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
Beautiful. Now I saw a few people had liked your video on depression and your journey. Did you want to share a little bit more of that again with me, or that, and or your background and of all the different modalities that you bring together to create actually the course that you're offering online? So maybe kind of leading into
Absolutely.
that, that would be lovely.
Yes, so I'll give a little intro maybe to as to how I came there. Is that okay, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very briefly, what I'd like to say, and I said that in the video that I shared about the intro, is that since I was very young, I was wondering what my purpose here was. And I've been on a self inquiry journey throughout my life as to discover why I'm here. And remembering, really, the point was to remember who I am and what I'm bringing onto this planet, what are my gifts to share. So I have been working in hotel management for years and been taking the regular, let's say, career path, and I was always unsatisfied. There was something missing for sure. There was something not profound enough. I wanted to have an impact in the world. And it led me to look inwards, to find out about meditation, to find out about yoga. And I found out a lot about it by traveling. So I went traveling and met people all over the world. I went on a 1-year trip around the world when I was 26 or 27. And ultimately I discovered that it was the same thing again. You know, I was partying, dancing, doing all these things, but it's still not satisfying and fulfilling. So it was only when I discovered more about meditation, yoga, looking inwards, that I discovered that there was something more meaningful and deeper. So I went to Thailand to do a yoga teacher training. During my time in Thailand, I had a very profound experience with the plant medicine ayahuasca. It took one ceremony for me to be completely detached from my body and enter a state of depression and psychosis that was very, very intense. At the same time, you know, looking back now, I'm realizing.
Sorry for jumping in. You didn't you you nearly died during that experience?
I nearly died. Yeah, absolutely. I became suicidal. So it made me go into the states of depression that I hadn't dealt with in many years, states of trauma that were present. And it just like brought it all to light at once. It's just too much for me to handle. So it took me a long time to recenter, to find myself back. It took energy healings for me to come back into my body, and then it took me years to deal with the trauma from that experience. However, through the healing of that experience and the integration of that experience, I discovered energy healings, going even deeper within myself, deeper within the mind realms, deeper within the heart realms. Through the energy healings, I was given gifts of sensing other people's informations or things that they needed for their own healings. And my gift of channeling started developing also. It was something that it developed. It wasn't completely given and it just came along. But by knowing myself so well and being able to resonate with myself and see what's present for me and what's present for someone else, then I'm able to gain access to that information at the soul level and reconnect with the soul of the person. So it took me from a journey of depression that I was depressed for years, not knowing why I was here, what was my purpose, why am I on this planet, into a really profound experience. It really dived me in very profoundly within myself to discover even more deeply why I'm here and to remember who I am, and to now share these gifts with the world. So I've been helping women a lot, doing women's circles here in Hawaii and online. Samantha was part of my program, and that was really beautiful. We had such life transforming and piercing things for you also, and for the women I work with. And I work with men also. I love working with both. And coming out of these states of hopelessness and sadness in order to find what your gifts are and why you're here. What are you here to share? And people are so much more fulfilled and happy to be able to share from that space. So this is the program that we're going to be doing starting next week. I think I changed it to October 7th. And it will include also a detoxification of the colon using health products in order to cleanse our bodies from all GMOs, and with coaching and group coachings as well, and individual coachings, to go deeper into the higher self and see why we're really here in order to cleanse that and to move forward going to the root cause of the depression in order to come out of it and come out shining and start living the life of our dreams and a fulfilling life, a more fulfilling life to where the person is ready to go, really.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's just trying to get on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can say that when I worked with Luiza, I won't go into all the personal parts of it, but it definitely helped me to remember and kind of connect more into power I already had, if that makes sense. It kind of like made me more conscious and aware of what I already had, kind of the remembering. And it's interesting that one of the other ladies on the course that I'm doing, is her course is actually called Remembering, because we all have this innate we all have this innate healed, happy, joyful, gifted person inside us that is covered up with the layers of crap, parenting, peers, social media, etc. The whole of everything covers it up. I did a post yesterday about having fun, and one lady commented, said that she was taught that as in her upbringing that fun was not encouraged. And you can see how from a young age, when we are innately joyful beings, that as a young child, to be told not to have fun, that's a huge layer that you've got to work through in your life. So I do recall saying to you that I wanted to feel more joyful, and I definitely think I'm finding a lot more of the fun, and I did a couple of little, I did a ritual that you recommended for myself, and the benefits are subtle but powerful, if that makes sense. I'm better at writing, so I'm going to be giving her a review explaining how lovely an experience my experience with Luiza was. So you'll be able to read that, and it will come out better than this. Right. So I know that we have one lady's trying to get on, and I tagged her and asked her if I'm pretty sure she will want you to do the channeling for her, because I know her.
Is there any way for you to communicate with her?
I've sent her a message. Yeah, I sent her a message saying, do you want to? She sent me a message going, can't get on. I've sent her a message showing her how.
Good.
So,
and if she has a question or something that she'd like to look into,
Yeah, absolutely. And so would you like to go ahead? Should we do that for her? She's the one special lady. I don't know about whoever else was watching is obviously just wants to sit on the sidelines, and that's perfectly fine. I get that. So what about you? What do you think? Are you happy
I feel
to do
good
that?
about doing it. I would just need to know who this person is and what she's wanting to know, or in what direction should we look at. But I'm very happy to do that.
I'm just trying her on a different avenue.
Okay.
And what would be your question? So in the meantime, this format here is I'm wanting to show people that there are many, many forms of and people and walks of life that do some form of mindfulness or meditation or yoga to help them navigate through life. And so do you have any, I know you've done that path that complements your energy healing and your channeling and everything. Would you have any tips on mindfulness or meditation, or can you let us know, were these key turning points in your life, this practice? Is it still part of the practice that you do?
Yeah, absolutely.
There that grabs
and
you?
I wanted to comment just briefly about what you said about your evolution. I love how you said it was subtle and powerful, and yet I haven't seen you in a while, and just feeling into your energy now, it feels so different actually, and it feels like you're much more free. And it's exactly like you said, we remove all the baggage and all the shadows, and then what's left is freedom, joyful, and fulfillment. So it's like removing all these layers, but I really feel inside of you, you know, even though maybe your life is still fairly the same, but your feeling inwards feels very different. You feel much more lighter, much more freer, much happier. So I wanted to, and I'm not saying this is because of what we did together only, but you know, it's
No,
definitely a
yeah,
part of it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Yes.
yes. And I
So that's
appreciate
really
that, Luiza.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can really see it. I feel a lot freer. A lot of layers have gone. So that's amazing. I'm so happy for you, sweetie. So
So she seems to
yeah.
be having trouble getting on because, oh, I've been pretty blessed. We haven't had too many technical issues or connection issues, but today I know she said she's wanting to get on, couldn't find us, but she hasn't got back on yet.
Okay.
So I could ask on her behalf. No, because you're talking about ancestor spirit or just her spirit.
No, her spirit.
Yeah, her higher
Herself.
self. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs to ask the question though, doesn't she?
She needs to ask the question and give the approval.
Yeah,
I
and give the
cannot channel
approval.
for
Of
someone
course. Of
without
course.
them asking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's having trouble getting through. So I'm thinking you want to, my apologies. I was also looking for her and trying to help her get on. But when you were talking about your history and your experience in your energy healing, were you wrapping that up in with the course that you're offering now? Or can you share more about that course now? Was that the
Yes,
same thing?
so
Because I wasn't 100% paying attention. Yeah.
yeah, so it
If you'd
was,
like.
I didn't mention the course, and the course includes everything. So in the
Yep.
group calls and in the individual sessions, the work that we do through channeling is also energy clearings. So it can clear things from past lives, from things that are now blockages that we carried on from before or that are present in the moment. And people feel the difference within the call. You could see their face changes. So there is energy work being done throughout the calls as well. So it's
Yeah.
not necessarily that the person's
I
lying on the
definitely.
table.
Yeah, I definitely felt lighter after every time we had a session.
Yeah,
What was I going to say? It's 6 weeks. Is that right?
that's correct. Yes, for
6
this
weeks.
particular program. And
Yep.
otherwise, people can just book like one session and see how that goes also. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so in it, they get a channeling. Are they doing like a course? Is there some work they need to do? Is there other aspects? Like, are you?
So for the program specifically, if we're speaking
Yeah.
of the program, there's going to
Yeah.
be weekly calls, an
Yeah.
individual session with me. Then Amanda's going to pop in and do some shamanic journey work also. And homework comes for sure. There's going to be homework and
Yeah.
exercises, but they come from higher self within the call. So I cannot predict those in advance, you know, and they might be individualized or for the whole group. And on top of that, we're going to do a group nutrition challenge also. So we're going to be eating a little differently and taking some products to clean the gut on top of everything else. So it's definitely a comprehensive program. And this is for people who do suffer from depression and want to step in with their life purpose. But again, someone may not be suffering from depression and can call in just to get information or to release blockages in other areas such as relationships, love, money, career, and other things that they're interested in.
Yeah. Permission
Mm-hmm.
and question. All right.
Does that answer?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it
Yeah.
sounds great. And when does it start?
October 7th.
October 7th. Oh, that's soon. It's
We
soon.
still have a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm recruiting people now and doing interviews. The interviews are for free, so we can do a little session together and see if it's
And
compatible.
from what I remember with you, yeah, the interviews to see whether you're compatible both ways. Yeah.
Correct.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
because you there are some energies that you may not gel with yourself, let alone the other way around. So I love that people often think it's that's a one-way thing, but it's a two-way thing. Yeah, like when people come. Yeah, when new people come to my yoga class, they say, "Oh, can I just do one class?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, I don't like to do one class anymore, at a minimum of 5, because you know, I might be having an off day, you might be having an off day, and then we'll judge each other on that. Or you know, I just might not be completely your style, and I don't want you to, you know, go and try another studio or something. Don't base yoga on me, you know, like we need to kind of feel it."
Yeah, both ways. Beautiful.
So she did send me the message where, unfortunately, I have such crap reception here. She could have replied again, but I haven't got it. Anyway, so she's not getting sound and she's really trying to get on, but
Oh,
she
I'm
did,
sorry.
but she didn't. It's not our fault. I don't think it's just reception. But are you okay to wait 5 more minutes for her?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. All
Absolutely.
right.
And you're
Okay.
asking me for a tip about mindfulness and meditation. I'd
Yes.
like to answer that.
Beautiful.
The highest or the biggest tip that I found so far for mindfulness and meditation, and especially for when we're going through hard times, is to have a daily practice. So it doesn't matter how long it is. This is why I tell my clients and people I work with, even if it's 3 minutes, I don't care how long it is. Just having something that's automatic, that becomes automatic to do it every day, whatever practice you choose. Maybe a self-love one, maybe a connection with higher self, maybe a grounding meditation. Whatever it is, doing every day. Why? Because it becomes a habit. So that when you're going through a crisis, when the world you feel is going upside down and you don't know how to act around it, you'll have had that practice that will have stayed. I've been going through a difficult time myself lately, and the thing that has helped me to stay centered is because I've had the practice for years and I was able to connect with the higher self and connect with my true self because I have been doing it regularly without stopping ever. So whatever the practice is, and we'll see how it goes today, we might do a practice together. Whatever the practice you choose, something that's ingrained in you, something that feels comfortable, but that you can practice with love and peace and ease daily.
Yeah.
Daily. It has to be a daily practice. Would you agree with that, Sam?
If anyone's followed this group from the beginning, they know I'm like, do it, no matter what, And I only just wrote recently, I was having something, similar. I don't even know what it was, but it was a down day, and you just pull back so much more quickly. I just bounced back.
Right.
I did my practice, and it just goes with anything in life. And I'm always telling people, you brush your teeth. You wouldn't stop brushing your teeth. So why would you stop looking after your mind? It's cleaning your mind. It's making it younger. It's making you more resilient. I'm a huge advocate for daily practice. And again, it doesn't have to be, a massive practice at all. So,
Exactly.
yeah. Look, she managed to get back and say, yes, she has a question and she would like you to go ahead and do it. Do you want me to, so can I give you, should I give you a picture of her? Or
if you have one, and her name.
Yeah. Her name is Joanne. I don't know how to say her last name because her last name's Maori. So it's Joanne Tirui Nakili.
Okay.
I'll just show you how to say it. Man.
What origin is that? I can't really see.
It's probably
Lower
back.
a bit.
It's probably back to front too. It's Maori, New Zealand.
Okay, Maori.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. And she says that also she's feeling a little anxious right now at this particular moment. I know that she has some illnesses in the family, and she's had illness in the past for herself. And here we go. I'll get you a picture of her just to help you tap in a little easier.
I knew the topic would be health. I just didn't know in which direction we're
well,
gonna go.
No, her topic was life purpose. I added that.
Life
why
purpose.
she said she wants to know what her life purpose is. Joanne, why aren't you coming up? Yeah. Okay, and I'll just get a picture.
What's interesting with channeling and higher self is that sometimes people ask a question, but higher self wants to talk about something else.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
Is she on the call with us, or is she going to listen to it later?
Yeah, she's going to have to listen to the replay, she said, because Joanne, you don't have any pictures of yourself. on
Oh,
her page. She used to have one, but I can't find it.
that's okay. I don't
She's
need a photo.
beautiful. She's a beautiful lady.
I'm sure.
It just, Facebook's changed everything. You can't just click on photos. I don't understand why. But anyway, oh, there's photos. It's because I was probably rushing. There we go. There's one picture. Okay.
And which one of the two is she?
Who's the one with the glasses on her head?
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, thank you for that.
All right. Sorry,
So,
guys, if you're watching and you're being really patient. It was just like, we really wanted to make the most out of this call. And I know that it's mostly meditation, but I mean, it's such a blessing and so special to get a channeling. So I'm really happy that we can do this for Joanne. And if anyone jumps on in the meantime and wants theirs done, you better be quick because we can't have Luiza for too long. But you could, contact her yourself. So
that's right.
do we need to go into a little preparation for her? Or do you call
No,
upon?
I already
No,
have information.
you already have it.
I have information coming.
All right.
So can I go ahead, Sam?
Yes, please.
Okay. The first thing that comes is that, so Joanne, I'm going to speak as I'm speaking to you from your higher self, is that I feel like you're sleeping. Meaning like there's like a part of you that's sleeping and that doesn't want to fully be aware of the reality and the world and what's going on around. Boredom is a topic that I'm finding like similar with the sleepiness, is like, and almost like numbness in the body. So if there's any disease related with that, I don't want to name names of diseases, but just the cause of the anxiety or whatever it is, there's like stress in the body, but it comes from being numb. It comes from not taking action. And it feels like you already know what to do. It feels like you already know where you're headed and what you need to be doing, and something's blocking you, something's stopping you. It's like
I'm
quite visceral.
Getting goosebumps, Joanne.
It's quite
I was
visceral.
told,
like
I don't know what you hear about this, but I was told by a lady that when you're speaking and you get goosebumps, it's the truth is speaking. That the goosebumps are saying this is
oftentimes
truth.
goosebumps come. Yeah. It's like you know that you're in the truth.
Yeah.
So it's quite visceral. There's something I feel almost at the root chakra, like it's been, how to say, like ingrained for a long time and through many generations through her ancestors. So it's like you're just following into the footsteps of the ancestors and creating disease in the body because there has been no action being taken. Let me see. The body wants to move forward. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's any pains in the hip area, in the leg area, like everything that's like blocking you from moving forward. So it's speaking, the body is speaking. And again, like I said, the question is, what's my life purpose? Well, until you look at the body, I'm sorry, this is my cell phone, just low power mode. Until you look at the body, you cannot find your life purpose. Why? Because the body is speaking so loudly at this moment. And life purpose and the health, in your case, seem to be related. So I'm getting maybe, and I don't know if you're already doing this as a job or as a career, but as an occupational therapist or physical therapist, helping other people unlock messages from the body. This is what I'm getting right now. It's pretty precise. Actually, sometimes life purpose can be a lot more general. In this case, it feels pretty precise. So working with people in a therapy context. I'm really seeing this person working with people on an individual basis and a group basis as to helping them discover what their body is telling them, how to unlock the potential of the body and the messages from the body that it's giving them in order to be in their purpose, to be happier, could be through massage therapy, occupational therapist, but it seems like in her case, it's something more specialized. I'm not sure if she's working in this field at all at this moment. Do you know, Sam?
No, but she's been doing a lot of yoga classes, and she was enjoying that, and we were wondering whether it would be, I was wondering, she sort of thought about whether that would be an area she may go down, and she did some sort of volunteer, I think she volunteered a little bit of yoga with some, and she does volunteer work.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it could be yoga, but like I said, more towards maybe
Yeah.
therapeutic yoga.
Mm.
That sounds really good. So therapeutic, more in the medicine part of yoga. I know doctors who are yoga teachers and do the therapeutic side, and it's exactly what it is. So not necessarily only focusing on the breath and the mindfulness, but what is the body,
the message,
what's the message from parts of the body where they're blocked and stuck. So working with specialized clients. Mm-hmm.
So would you suggest that she be really trying to find the message in her own body
to start
first,
with?
and
but
then
it's part
seeing
of
where
the
that
program.
takes her.
It's part of the course. Let's say, like, if she were to choose to do an occupational therapist or a yoga teacher, something like that, part of the program, she'll discover it on her own. But it is absolutely part of her journey, part of the inner journey. Like I shared about my story, if you don't know yourself, your own body, you cannot know the universe. There's a quote that says, know yourself and you shall know the universe, because we are a microcosm of the universe. So if you know yourself and all the parts of your body, and really knowing yourself at the soul level, at the deep level, then you can know what's yours and what's not yours. So you're not, as a therapist, taking on other people's craps, really, and egos and non-truths. So you're really able to discern between you and other people, and you can actually really help people when you know yourself on that level. And through courses, usually you will discover yourself also. But the self-knowledge is super important. So the health and body parts is not to be discarded. In her case, super, super important that she knows her body well enough in order to be able to discern what's hers and what's others, in order to really be able to help other people. And it feels like, from you saying that she's already doing the yoga and she has an interest, yoga is a doorway, but in her case, it will be a little even more specialized. So she'll be able to go into something more specialized and be able to be very successful, because it's such a niche, and she'll be able to develop it with people with specific problems in their body coming from her own experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah, interesting. Do you think it could also be because she's very spiritual, and I feel like she has a good connection to ancestor and stuff like that. I'm wondering if it were not so academically like physiotherapies are like more a spiritual understanding and releasing of pain in the body.
Absolutely. So they're connected. It doesn't have, the training doesn't have to be the traditional training.
Yeah.
It could be something like I said, like therapeutic yoga. So mixing, she'll find her own way of combining the spirit part and with the traditional part. It seems like it might be helpful to have some traditional training in this case, because it's so specific, and in order to be able to practice. But the spirit is who we are. You know, you bring spirit into everything that we do. So one of my teachers told me once, you could be a cashier at the mall and you'll be the most spiritual person, because you're bringing that joy and that love with you. So in whatever way she decides to do it, she will mix and blend both of them, the spiritual side, the spirit and the ancestors, and she'll bring everything, because it comes from her energy field. So people are going to feel into that depth and knowledge that she carries, and with a little bit of more let's call it occidental or traditional medicine. But it could also be Eastern medicine, you know, it could be Chinese medicine, or in whatever she'll feel called to blend those medicines together, so that she could practice and have a safe practice with insurance and people coming to see her in that way. But she'll blend both, and spirit is always present anyways. The more open she is, the more the healings are going to be more connected.
Lovely. She's saying thank you with lots of hearts.
Did she hear anything of this?
I'd say she must have, because she's saying thank you. Like, that's coming on the Facebook, so maybe it got sorted. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Well, so welcome. I'm so glad I could give you that. That's really beautiful. Very powerful potential and life purpose. And I'm happy if you want to put us in contact, and we could take a little further if she has any questions.
Yeah. Lovely. Oh, so glad we got we got tapped in with someone, and
Yes.
yeah, and if this is something that appeals to you, obviously I'll have Louise's contact details on here, and this is a little taste of what she does. And then you've got obviously the course program, which is generally more affordable than a course because there's a number of people than one-on-one. Yes. Is there anything else that you offer? I think do you have a special group as well, a Facebook group?
I have a Facebook group also. I haven't been as present on it. Empowered Women for Empowered, what is it? I don't even remember. I haven't been there in a while.
Can't remember the name of it. Yeah, yeah.
I have I think Empowered Women for Empowered Communities, something like that. Yes, I offer individual sessions, group sessions, women's circles or group circles, and part of this program, and this program is really affordable also. I make them affordable for people to be able to afford them. So if you're interested, the session is free to get to know each other, and we'll take it from there. But my prices are pretty affordable and life-changing. Knowing what your life purpose is and what's blocking us from doing it is really so spectacular. And just, it could be any questions about anything, you know, and things like we experienced today, someone's asking about life purpose, and in the end it was like from health, bringing it into life purpose. So everything is related, really, you know, and correlated. And it's beautiful how spirit just comes in and gives the people what the information they need in order for them to be healed and free and fulfilled and happier.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
Luiza, I'd love to have you on again, and maybe I'll be more specific with the promotion leading up, because I wasn't saying that's what you were offering. I think I kind of maybe
absolutely.
Maybe I just didn't listen properly, because I'm sure there would be quite a lot of people that would have been interested in having another one of those sessions. So maybe when's Bubs due? So not long. If you're 6 months, 3 months. I
have 3 more months.
So you're
I'm still practicing. I'm still practicing, and I love what I do.
Course.
I get a lot of energy from it. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. So maybe we can get you on in again before Bubs is due.
Absolutely, I would love to.
You know, prepare people so that we've got a few more people on that actually want this. Yeah, so that they're aware, because I might not have made it very clear. Yeah, I might not have made it very clear what it was a meditation, and on a time that a good time. All right, gosh, sorry, I'm waffling on today. Thank you so much, Luiza.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me. This was such a pleasure and fun and an honor. And meditations, you know, I could do a meditation also, but I find like it has a lot more value for people to get messages from their higher self. Yeah, so I'd love to do that if that's more clear for them, that's what will happen.
All right. Thanking you, everyone who's on Facebook or not, or watching this in the replay. There'll be links around, and just hang on, and I'll just hang on here, and I'll just say goodbye there. So we're ending Facebook, and sorry, that was about.
Aloha, everyone.
And goodbye. Stop the cloud.